Well, hello there. Welcome to your July energy forecast with your host, Emily the Mystic. I'm so delighted to be here today with the energy, what I am being shown for this month of July. Now, maybe I am biased, but I love doing energy forecasts for months like June, July, August, because I really personally love this time of the year and find a lot of joy in it. So it's just so fun to be able to sit down and kind of tune into the energy. I know for me, I live in Philadelphia. I live in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's the summer season here, which is just one of my favorite times of the year. So I can't wait to get into it all today and to give you a well-rounded overview and a little tarot forecast of what to expect during this month. If you are new here, if this is the first energy forecast you are listening to, welcome. Just to give you a quick overview of what to expect, I'm going to dive into some personal updates. I'm going to dive into some business updates. And then I'm going to give you a really juicy energy update for this month of July 2024, where I share a channeled Akashic Records forecast along with a tarot card pull. And my channel is open during the course of the recording of this. So live things kind of come through in the moment. I get into a little bit of a flow. And I share with you what I am being shown specifically for you, my audience, what to expect during this month ahead. So all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy. And of course, take what resonates with you from this and leave the rest. But I think you already knew that. So let's just dive right on in. Again, I'm just so looking forward to the month of July. I feel like June for me was a really great month, very grounding month. I know from what I've been hearing from a lot of people that the month of June, I know, brought about some deaths and rebirths for some of you. It brought about some big initiations, some big shifts. I know for a lot of you, it's really just kind of, again, as it always does, pushing you into deeper levels of connecting with yourself and getting to know yourself better and a whole deeper level of your journey. And I feel like a lot of that is going to be continuing into this month of July with some emphasis on some other things that I'm excited to get into. I know for me personally, I really took this month as an opportunity to start to increase my capacity for joy and play and having a good time. I am really blessed that I have some family, my boyfriend's family who lives at the Jersey Shore. So I get to spend my weekends there during the summer, which is so nice. If you're from the Philly area, you know that everyone from here goes to the Jersey Shore on the weekends, basically an extension of Philly. We love it. And I love, as a Pisces sun, I'm such a water person. I love being in the water. I love being by the water. I love being at the beach. I love being in the pool. I was saying this past weekend, I had spent hours in the pool, and I was saying the pool is now my personality. My whole personality is the pool. And it really feels true for me. You know, I am really trying to make the most, as I always do, of this human experience and to really enjoy myself and the opportunities that I have for that. So I'm going to continue doing that during the month of July, and I really hope that you do too. It's also been extremely hot here. We've been going through a heat wave the last couple of weeks. It's been in the 90s and it's very humid here, which just makes the heat pretty intense. So any opportunity that I can have to be outside but near water to cool off, I have really been loving. This is a time of year where I also do a lot of reading. So I am a huge fan of all different types of books, most specifically fiction, of course. I love fantasy books. I love mysteries. I love psychological thrillers, all sorts of things. There's a phase of time this year where I tried to read, I think, 3 different spiritual books at once. I was trying to read a book of channeled messages from Yeshua, who is another word for the consciousness of Jesus. So I was trying to read a channeled book about Yeshua. I was trying to read a book about the history of the Anunnaki. And I was trying to read some other book at the time earlier this spring. And I was like, no, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, I am wanting to enjoy myself. And I don't, yes, this is what I do for a living, but it also doesn't need to be what I do with every minute of my waking life. So I have really been kind of getting back into my summer reads. I usually go through a phase where I pick one author and then I binge read all of that author's books. So last summer it was Lisa Jewell's books. She's a psychological thriller author. This summer it is Lynn Moriarty's books, if I'm pronouncing that right. I've also been watching all of the TV show renditions of her books, including 9 Perfect Strangers and The Apple Doesn't Fall, and have just been loving that. So that's what I've been up to in terms of what I've been doing in a business sense. Just a couple of updates there. It's been so much fun starting my next round, my cohort of Akashic Records students and light language students. I have been doing a lot of trance channeling for my light language students, which is a new gift for me that's starting to open up, which has been such an interesting experience. I'll have to film a future episode all about that and kind of what I've learned from that journey. And there's just been a lot of cool and interesting things coming through in that channel. I would just say overall, my life at this moment in time feels very whimsical. Like the apartment that I live in here in Philadelphia is very whimsical. I am just like, I'm here today wearing some whimsical earrings. Like I just bought this really beautiful new Oracle card deck, the Seasons of the Witch Letha Oracle, which is a celebration of the summer solstice, which I am loving that. I'm also working behind the scenes here and planning my fairy retreat that's coming up in October. So I'm just trying to pump my life with as much whimsy and as much of an ethereal quality as I possibly can. Because why not? Because it's fun. I mean, for example, when I was doing my light language mentorship the other night, there was a Pegasus energy that came through. I channeled a Pegasus, and the Pegasus did some energy activations for us, which were freaking insane. And so I have been learning now to work with my Pegasus spirit guide. And if you don't know, Pegasus is a white horse with white wings in its highest vibrational form. So that has been really cool. And, we're just enjoying it. We're just really making the most out of life right now. So I am living with the intention of how can I make my life more whimsical and just really enjoying that path. The month of July, I am personally really going to be focused on slowing myself down. I know that I tend to move at 1,000,000 miles a minute. Maybe you have observed that in me and the way that I show up. I'm always doing 1,000,000 things. I've always got 1,000,000 offers going at once. There's always a lot happening in my world. And I am really going to be intentional in July about slowing myself down. That doesn't mean I need to slow the business down, but it means that I get to slow down. I get to rest a little bit more. The last time that I found myself going too fast was last fall, and I happened to sprain my ankle, which if you've ever injured one of your limbs, your feet, your ankles, you will know that you really can't do anything. You have to sit and rest. And so I am trying to avoid that this year and heading into the fall season with an ankle sprain by really just being intentional about taking it slowly, chilling out. And that's really what I want to say about the month of July overall. One of the biggest energies is let's chill out a little bit. Let's take some of the pressure off. Let's just enjoy life a little bit more. And I know that really came through during the month of June. So that's really going to continue during the month of July. I'm also going to be taking some time off. I'm going to be traveling. I've got a cool bachelorette party in the Finger Lakes. I am going to be going to Martha's Vineyard towards the end of July. So I'm trying to really kind of be out and about, again, near water. And I really hope that you've got some cool things planned for yourself. And if you don't, I know I said this in the June forecast, but I'm going to say it again. Get out there. It's time to get yourself out there and at least start tuning into what future possibilities could be there for you in terms of exploration and travel and all of this. So anyway, getting back to the energy of July, there's going to be so much plenty for us here in terms of really just allowing ourselves to kind of lean into this sort of juicy, abundant energy. And again, it's all about your perception, right? the world is always, and the universe is always going to mirror back to you your internal self. And this is not, I'm not talking about positive thinking and bypassing your problems. Absolutely not. But I am talking about for those of us who are actively healing, for those of us who do the work, that we really need to recognize that we're not always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Sometimes we have this tendency to look around us for problems. When life kind of slows down a little bit and there's not a lot of stuff going on, we're kind of looking around, looking over our shoulder, waiting for that problem to show up. And sometimes we as humans can unintentionally create problems. We can sabotage ourselves and get ourselves caught up into drama and, challenges, issues, things, even getting ourselves wrapped up in other people's challenges, issues, things. So how can you this month let the universe mirror back to you that sort of tranquil energy that I know that the universe is an abundant place of opportunity for me and expansion. And I'm going to let myself receive this month. I'm going to let myself rest. I'm going to let myself relax. And I'm going to let my reality really mirror back to me more of that energy. So that's the vibe I'm going for here. Now, keep listening if that sounds good to you, because that's what we're going to work on, kind of manifesting and being in that energy during the month of July. And you know what? I'm going to kick us off here by actually sharing with you a card that I pulled from my New Seasons of the Witch Letha Oracle deck. Now, if you have the pleasure of watching this on YouTube, you'll get to see what this looks like. It's so beautiful. I love this deck. It's got this beautiful little butterfly design on the back. And of course, lo and behold, the card that fell out was card number 1, Bike Ride. It's got this beautiful visual of a girl on a bike. Her hair is streaming in the wind. She's got a dog running after her. She's got flowers in the basket of the bike. And what this card says, it says, "It is in the stillness and presence of the journey that you will find yourself exactly where you need to be." Guys, I freaking love that. I'm actually going to read to you what the book says here, because I think this is just so profound and so wonderful. And I think many of us need to hear this message. So here we go. Keywords: unhurried, enjoying the moment, the long way home. It is in the stillness and presence of the journey that you will find yourself exactly where you need to be. Some summer days beg for a slower pace. Those days when the sun is shining, but there's just a bit of a breeze to keep you cool. Flowers are dancing in meadows, birds are singing along, and a butterfly comes to rest on your shoulder as though to remind you to stop and enjoy the little things. Then there are days when you just don't feel like being rushed or productive. Those days when you'd rather spend time doing what you love with who you love, and when you take the long way home, not because you have to, but because the world can wait. Pulling this card is your sign to embrace this kind of day. It will appear when you are rushing through life without being present for it. You may recognize the symptoms of moving too fast. Feeling anxious, doing a lot but accomplishing very little, a lack of focus and getting lost in daydreams, feelings of doubt or confusion about the future, or a deep desire to do nothing. These feelings aren't manifestations of laziness or a lack of motivation. They are reminders that there is more to life than work and checking off another item on your to-do list. So, gosh, you guys, don't we love that for this month of July? I am so in that energy. And of course, here we have from the tarot, we've got this beautiful 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is a very social energy. It's a very extroverted energy. There will be many times for you to enjoy and celebrate this month. So if you feel aligned with that and you want to do that, then take off that couple of hours and go get ice cream with your family, or go to the barbecue, or really enjoy some of this time. To me, and I also have the Justice card here. I feel like this may have been pulled in June. I can't remember, but the Justice card to me is all about balance. So it's about finding that balance for yourself this month. If you've been swinging the pendulum too far in one direction, it's really going to pull you back to center, especially for those of you who've been going a million miles a minute. I know June can actually there can be a lot of commitments, the wrapping up of the school year, your kids' athletic activities, so many things going on. And so July, I really feel like there's going to be more opportunity for presence and stillness, relaxing and enjoying, especially because we're in the midst of Cancer season. And that's a big part of this theme for the first half of July. We're still going to be in the midst of this Cancerian energy. Cancer is all about that coziness. It's all about really coming home, that domestic energy. It can be very nostalgic. It can really just want to daydream and chill and just be sort of this crab sunning itself on the beach. So when I think about that, I really think about connecting with my inner child. I think about all of the things that I love, that nostalgia, those memories that come up at this time of the year, and making time for those summertime activities, especially if it is summer where you are and if, the weather is conducive for this, to make those time for those activities that help you connect with your inner child, or maybe do things with your own kids that help you kind of play again, that help you have fun. I know for me, one of the things I want to do next week, first week of July, I want to go play mini golf. You guys, I'm actually secretly really good at mini golf. It's one of my secret talents. So I'm going to be playing mini golf next week. And that's definitely going to be a really great inner child connection point. So I really think that for you, what are some of those activities? Is it tubing? Is it swimming around in the swimming pool? Is it pretending to be a mermaid with your kids? Is it making a little fairy garden in your backyard? Is it going to the farmer's market? Like, what are some of those things that really help you connect with that energy? We have the Six of Cups here. I mean, this is the inner child card. This is that nostalgic sort of longing, yearning, daydreaming card. And with that being said, I mean, one of my big focuses this month with my clients has been doing a lot of the inner child work. I do feel that for some of you, this may come up as being a theme that you need to focus on, is really honing in your connection with your inner child. So if at any point this month you feel agitated or irritated, or you just feel like, you're just like frustrated and you're getting triggered by all these random things, and you're like, well, Emily told me that the month of July was going to be all about relaxing, and I'm not relaxed. Sorry if that's you. I am giving you a little heads up here that it's probably because your inner child is upset with you and or feeling abandoned and or feeling sad. So if that happens, what we can do is we can carve out 30 minutes of time, get yourself into the meditative state, invite forward your inner child and have a conversation with them. Facilitate a dialogue. This is something that I love to do with my clients in one-on-one sessions. If you don't know how to do this on your own, go ahead, book a reading with me. We'll do it in your Akashic Records. It will be very profound. I promise you that. And I think that inner child connection is going to be very helpful for a lot of us this month. So there's a big theme there. We also have the moon here, the moon tarot card. I mean, Cancer is ruled by the moon. We've got a very powerful new moon in Cancer on July 5th. We've also got a second full moon in Capricorn happening on July 21st. It's pretty rare to have two full moons back to back in the same sign. So there's really kind of some heightened energy this month, especially when it comes to the moon. And it's going to, a lot of this, and here's the thing, slowing down, being more present. There's so much beauty in that, because what it does is it allows space for some of those downloads to come in, for those ideas, for those daydreams. I know for me, I feel really motivated when I have a vision of where I'm going. And a couple weeks ago, I was kind of feeling like, not really sure what that looks like. I have a good idea. So I did some breath work. Breath work is a really great way to do this. And in my breathwork journey, I got some really clear visuals of what my next steps are, which was so exciting to me. And I was like, at the end, I was celebrating. I was like, yay, I love this. I love these ideas. I feel so good now being able to move forward, knowing that this is my path. So for a lot of you, this month is going to bring about those revelations in those quiet moments of dreaminess and being in your own space and being present and slowing down, you're gonna get those downloads for future options and your future vision. And so I want you to be open to how that comes through this month, because for a lot of you, you kind of need that. We kind of need, and we're at the halfway point of the year. So it's a really great time to make the time to do that. So with that being said, some of the things that the Akashic Record Keepers were really pointing out to me this month, especially with this double full moon in Capricorn, there is some of you, and this is not going to apply to everyone. So if you feel you resonate with this, I really want you to kind of listen and take on this message as I share it. Some of you are going to feel like this month brings about a turning point in your journey where you feel like you have reached a dead end in some aspect of your life. For a lot of you, it's going to be career. There's a bat, and I'm getting the chills as I say that. And that could be in your specific career that you're in now. That could be at the specific job that you're in now. That could even be for my business owners out there. Maybe you've kind of reached a stopping point with what you're working on. There's some of you that are going to feel like, I have kind of reached the limit here of what's available to me in this specific position that I'm in now. Maybe the gifts have run out. Maybe you feel like you've learned everything you have come to learn there. Maybe you feel like it's no longer sustainable. Maybe you feel burnt out. Maybe you feel like I can't keep going. Maybe you feel like this is no longer for me. This was aligned 2 months ago, but now it's July and oh my God, I'm a different person. I'm a different version of me and it doesn't feel the same. And I feel like some of you, again, for the message who this is resonating with, you're going to get sort of that clear intuition this month about the fact that you've reached that dead end and it's up to you to make a different choice or to start thinking about and planning your next move. Now, I'm not saying that you need to quit your job this month. I'm not saying that you need to leave your position right now. And maybe for some of you that will happen, but I am saying that you're going to kind of hit this point of clarity this month, this turning point that's telling you that the path that you're on is no longer sustainable. And your guides are going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. We need to pump the brakes here and we need to jump onto a different path. The guides were actually saying to me that a lot of you are going to be shifting timelines this month. The timeline that you are on, you have learned as much as you can learn. You've done as much as you can do. You've mastered it all, and you're ready for something different. You're ready for something new. Now, I know we like to think of like this concept of the highest timeline, and these higher timelines. And yes, we're jumping into a higher timeline, a higher, more elevated state because your vibration is shifting, obviously. But at the same time, it's also an opportunity for something different. Your soul needs to be encouraged in different ways. And it's almost like your gifts are not getting the most of you're not making the most of your gifts wherever you are now, or the people that you're with are not appreciating your gifts as much as they could. And so your gifts are needed elsewhere and you are needed elsewhere. And for some of you, you're going to go through a little bit of again, this sort of death and rebirth cycle energy I was talking about at the beginning. For some of you may kind of have this awakening, this awareness of this is no longer for me, and maybe coming into an awareness of what is or what's next. So they also showed me this 8 of Cups here, this walking away from some of those things that are just not for you anymore. It's going to be kind of clear. It's going to be very clarifying for you to have this awareness. And you're going to be getting signs about this. So I don't want you to doubt the fact that you know and you kind of realize that you sort of come to the end of something. Again, you're sort of reached that dead end. I don't want you to doubt it. I don't want you to fear it. I want you to just kind of come to the awareness of like, yeah, this is it for me. I'm ready for something else. So, and again, that message is not for everyone, but for some of you, you may really need to hear that and to receive that. And with that being said, you're going to kind of get some ideas about where you're going next. I also have this beautiful 7 of Cups here. This is the card of ideation and visualizing new ideas and coming up with new ideas for your future self. So let those downloads drop in. Let those ideas come in. And let go of the fear of moving forward and doing things differently. I know it feels good to be in your comfort zone. I know it feels comfortable to be where you are now. And for the majority of the human population, it is very hard to do things that are different because it means leaving the comfort zone and it means, falling into the unknown and what's going to happen next. And yes, and you can't grow if you always stay in your comfort zone. So give yourself a little push, give yourself a little nudge in this direction of this new timeline, because they're saying that your new timeline is really going to open up new ideas for you. And there's no special energy work that you need to do to get on this new timeline, by the way. It's all about the awareness. It's all about the kind of coming to that turning point and making the decision to say, I recognize that this is no longer for me. And they're saying that this could come up for some of you with people as well. Maybe friendships that you realize are not aligned. I'm starting to sway here, so I know I'm channeling. Friendships that are not aligned, or perhaps other relationships, maybe connections with your neighbors or just people around you that are not for you anymore. And so it's okay to move on. It's okay to move on to something new. This month is really going to show you that you need to make a change in this area of your life. So just let go of the fear and see it as a new opportunity for growth. I also really love this month because, and this two things here. First of all, we have the 7-7 energy. The 7-7 portal on July 7th is one of my favorite days of the whole year because it is a heightening of our intuition. So I want you to be open to your intuition and your psychic gifts coming more deeply online this month, because they will. This is one of those times of the year when there is sort of a portal opening for a heightening of your psychic and intuitive gifts. Same with, because we're leading into the Lionsgate portal on 8/8. It is 2:22 p.m. my time as I record this. And then the next portal that really opens up is around Halloween, aka Samhain, for those of you who celebrate the calendar of the year, the wheel of the year, the witchy holidays of the year. And so we have, these different kind of portals of energy that open up during times of the year related to intuition and intuitive and spiritual growth. So prepare for kind of an evolution of your intuition this month. I really want you to lean into your intuition as your guide. If you are listening to this and you're like, Emily, I don't know. I don't know, guess what? You do know. You just don't want to look at it. And your intuition is already telling you what you already know. Your intuition is already telling you. So a little bit of tough love here, but that intuition, those gut feelings, you already know. So don't listen to other people who could steer you off the path or who could confuse you. I feel like the other thing the guides were saying to me is that a lot of you have been sort of confused about what's next, or confused about things in your life. And I feel and I see a lot of that confusion going away. And I feel like you're going to get some clarity this month. This is going to be a very, very clarifying month for a lot of you. The overall energy for this month is this beautiful magician energy. Now, the magician is all about manifesting their own reality. So with that being said, I really want you to lean into your ability to manifest for yourself and using your intuition to help you along your manifestation journey. Now, if you want guidance on that and you need a mirror and a channel to help you, that's where my Akashic Records sessions come in. So what I do is I ask my clients for their intentions at the beginning. What do they want? What do they want to create for themselves? And then we kind of reverse engineer it. We dive into what are some of those blocks that you may have that are blocking you from getting to where you want to be. Maybe it's your inner child. Maybe it's a past life. Maybe it's a vow that you've made. There's so many things that can come up. And so anyway, booking an Akashic Records session can be a kind of speeding up of that process, but you are already a master manifester. You just need to really kind of to tap into that energy within yourself by following your intuition. Now, the energy of the month of July, we're starting out with Cancer season, that more nostalgic, childlike energy. We are leaving the end of July in Leo season, which is more extroverted, more fun. Well, not more fun. That's not the right way to say it. Leo energy is more charismatic. It's more kind of out there. It takes up space. Leo energy is all about taking up space, which we love. So this is going to be your month to be able to tap into that and to do that, to have that Three of Cups sort of celebration energy, to let this month, again, be a turning point for you on your journey, if it needs to be for you, and to get clarity on where you're going while cultivating these moments of presence and relaxation and rest. All of this is going to help you, as always, become a different person at the end of, well, not become a different person, but become a whole new version of you by the end of the month of July. And so I'm really looking forward to that. Follow your intuition this month. And if you would like to spend some time with me during the month of July, I would love to share with you a few opportunities and ways that we can do that together. So first of all, I highly recommend, if you are not already part of my Emily the Mystic membership, that you come on in. Come on. This is your invitation. I'm inviting you to the membership right here, right now. It is such a fun community. I created this membership a year ago. So guess what? We are celebrating the 1-year birthday, 1-year anniversary of this beautiful membership experience. So typically we have 2 to 3 calls in the membership a month. One call is hosted by me, where I do card pulls, channeled messages, guidance, energy activations, meditations, all sorts of things depending on the theme of the month. I did a full tarot forecast for the month of June in the membership that's only exclusively available to my members. And also we do 2 to 3 guest workshops during each month of the year. So I bring in all sorts of cool people to teach on topics that I know nothing about. It is so fun. I love it because I get to learn new things. My gals and people in the membership love it because they get to learn new things, and everything is recorded. So there are hours of amazing content in the membership that you get instant access to when you join. So you can go back, you can watch all of the workshops. We've got a workshop on galactic astrology. We're going to have a breathwork workshop in there by the time that this podcast episode goes live. We have a business alchemy workshop in there. We've got a Gene Keys workshop in there, all sorts of fun things. So make sure you check it out. You also get access to my meditation library, a whole new group chat. And I'm actually getting started today, which I'm super excited about as I record this. And you will get access to my very intimate, very special 8/8 Lionsgate portal activation ceremony, which is actually happening on 8/8 at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to join my Lionsgate activation and see the trans channeling in action, this is your opportunity. It is $44 a month, you guys. It is not a big investment. You get access to a ton of great materials and resources, and you get to be in my energy for as long as you wish to stay a member. There is no commitment. You can cancel at any time. So come on in for spiritual community. And please, I highly encourage you that if you are needing that inner child connection, if you are needing that joy, that whimsy in your life, that you book yourself into my fairy retreat in October. I am so excited for this beautiful experience. We still have a few rooms left. I would love to enjoy the fall season with you in the beautiful city of Asheville, North Carolina from October 3rd through 6th. We've got an incredible retreat house booked, beautiful activities. We've got a waterfall hike booked. We've got time in the hot springs booked. We've got a great caterer booked. It's going to be so fun. So come on down. Book yourself a trip during the fall. Payment plans are available. And I think that's about it. Oh, one last little tidbit for you. The Akashic Records will begin again. The Akashic Records certification will begin again in September. And if you want to join, you can also place a deposit down on that mentorship. We will The mentorship will officially open for enrollment in August at some point. But if you want to commit now and you're ready to go now, put down your deposit and you will get a bonus one-on-one session with me. I don't know how long I will be offering this special offer of the deposit with the bonus one-on-one session. So take advantage of it now. Why not? While listening to this episode. That's it from me for now. I hope you go off and enjoy the month of July. There's so much magic and whimsy out there for you. And I hope you enjoy every moment of it just like I plan to. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of my community. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.